Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the little plane that could. Our flying to every country in the world series here in Microsoft Flight Simulator using the Diamond DA40NG. Apologies for the, couple of second delay. Been having some internet issues here due to some seriously high winds in real life, and in fact it's still letting me know that my internet is just not coping tonight. So let me know how the stream is for you. But like, I've got lights flickering and all sorts of wonderful stuff going on, so who even knows how long this is going to last before I don't even have power anymore. All part of the fun. Anyway, enough rambling on about the current situation and making excuses and stuff. Let's get this DA40 started. I hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy, staying safe, etc. with the current global situation. I know for a fact I'm quite enjoying the fact that, well, at least here in regional Victoria anyway, we're out of lockdown. We still have masks and limits on people in restaurants and, you know, having to check in using QR codes wherever we go and all that, but, you know, we don't just have to sit at home anymore. Anyway. How do I start this thing again? It's been a few days since I've done this, so yeah. Oh, yeah. Get those lights on. Get that CDI set to the GPS, and let's get that barrow sorted. I don't think I need the fuel pumps on anymore now that the engine's started, so that's all good. Put in some takeoff flaps. Anyway, so we're at Melbourne International here in Florida, and today's flight is going to take us down to our first new country in this series, the Bahamas. The wonderful Bahamas in the Caribbean, and it's going to signify the beginning of our Caribbean part of this journey. So let's go. Enough talking. Let's just go. Probably help if I remove the brakes. I'll be interested to see if I can get this thing to behave tonight when taxiing. Actually, I should probably be checking to see what runway I'm needing to be taking off from. Hasn't really. Usually I can figure it out using the VFR map. Let's see what the wind is doing. So the wind is coming basically directly at me right now, the way I'm facing. Cool. What runway should I be going to then? Is that a little runway there? It is. I might head up. Yeah, I'll go up to the start of that small GA-ish looking runway. GA-ish? Is that a word? I don't think it is, but it is one now. Alright, let's actually taxi. Probably should make sure that I can actually get through that way. I need to go around. Okay, cool. So this runway right here is the one that we're going to take off on. We just need to go to the other end of it to take off into the wind and do the right thing. Okay, interesting scenery glitch there. Just about fell through to the Earth's core. Steering in this plane has always been a bit interesting. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm sure I will have nailed it by the time we finish this crazy journey. Anyway, the one viewer who's been listening to me ramble on, make yourself known. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the music. Hoping the stream's going through to you at a decent quality, because YouTube's yelling at me. Probably should, I don't know, stay on the yellow line maybe? Yeah. Keep in mind the pilot is insane. Well, I wouldn't quite go that far. The pilot likes to challenge himself sometimes through his own stupidity. That's probably a better way of putting it. The pilot likes to challenge himself sometimes through his own stupidity. Oh, YouTube stopped yelling at me. Oh, no, it's yelling at me again. Just for a split second there, I was like, ooh, has the weather let off enough for, but the answer is, no. Alright. Well, we'll have a look to see if there's anything coming in, and, well, surprise, surprise, there isn't. Because I don't have any AI traffic turned on. Alright. Apologies if I look and sound tired in tonight's stream. I've just literally finished a big day of work about an hour or so before I jumped on here, so I'm definitely tired, and I can guarantee you in a couple of hours when we're landing in the Bahamas I will be very much even more tired. Let's not take off before we've set like an altitude and stuff, possibly, you know. I'll just sit on the runway, that's safe. It's very safe. Don't report me to the FAA. Oh, jeez. Because tonight, well, it's tonight for me anyway, so because tonight's flight is going to be mostly over water, which, you know, unfortunately is the case, and is probably going to be the case with quite a few of our upcoming flights. I'm going to fly a bit higher, because, I mean, the only thing to really look at is going to be cloud formation, so best make the most of that. Hey, alright, I shouldn't be sitting on this runway any longer, so let's give it the beans, give it some jandle, and get in the air. Get this show on the road. Nearly at 60 knots. There we go. Fighting the wind, which is only like 8 knots, but I guess it's enough to make a difference. Alright, now that we've got some speed, let's get some nose up and let's get out of here. And we'll be waving goodbye to the United States for a pretty significant period of time, because now we're going to head off and we're going to do the Caribbean, and we're going to do South America and Central America. So, yeah, mainland USA. This is the last time you're going to see us for a while. You've been kind, you've been good, and we'll see you again soon. Right, we've got 500 feet. Whoop. Let's not just let the nose plummet. That's, you know, oh, 500 feet. Maybe if I pull some flaps out, then I can set up the autopilot. Got a serious case of how do you fly this thing tonight, which is, you know, concerning. I'll take off me landing, and Oh, actually, I should keep my landing lights on because I'm under 10,000. No, bugger it. I'm in a GA plane. Rules are different. At least that's what I'll tell myself anyway. Alright. Now that we're getting ourselves up onto some course, I might need to give it a little bit more airspeed here. Maybe go for like 98 so that we're not climbing too slowly. So anyway, there's Melbourne, and we are, you know, we're not far from the coast, leaving mainland USA. That little island, that strip of island that's in front of us, that's it for, judging by some of the other streams that inspired me to do this. 6 months, maybe longer. Depends how many. Depends how much spare time I have, as well. So. Some wonderful, as usual, Florida and the US in general, turning on the weather. This whole journey so far has been just fantastic weather. And I do hope it continues. Still yelling at me about my keyframe frequency. The person, the concurrent viewer, if you could let me know how the stream is coming through for you, because I don't want to do this flight when it's not enjoyable for you guys. It's something I can postpone if the internet is not being kind to me. As we climb through the clouds, what's our... only 3.5. Actually, I should probably take some engine load off right now. So currently we have like a 8-knot head cross wind thing. Sure. That made sense, right? One last look at mainland United States of America. And the state of, well, the state of Florida forever on this journey. This is the last time we will ever visit Florida. Apologies if that came through the microphone. I've just managed to kick my subwoofer. Alright, coming up close to our cruising altitude, so let's really take some load off this engine. Get that fuel consumption on our terms. It's a very interesting looking plane, this DA40. I must say, with the slightly swept forward but also straight wings, the long tail, small but very open glass cabin which allows for fantastic visibility. It makes this plane super easy to land. Oh wow, look at the colours of the water, the differences. The fact that the game is able to show that's insane. So we're probably going to still be able to see the coast of the United States and Florida for a good, at least, I'd say. I mean, I don't know, but I'm going to assume 10, 15, 20 minutes of the flight, simply because the direction we are heading is slightly southern. And we may cross over a few Florida outlying islands, I guess you could call them that. Or we may also cross we're going to Nassau. Nassau? That's the capital of the Bahamas, right? That's how you say it. Well, if it isn't, I apologise to anyone who's from there. But we may also cross some of the other islands of the Bahamas. This is going to sound terrible, but I honestly can't remember because I did this flight plan a few days ago. Yeah. And now for the sea view. Just various tinges of blue and green for the next probably couple of hours. But the thing is, as annoying as they are, these flights have to be done. There is definitely going to be sections of this trip where I cannot avoid having to cross vast expanses of clouds and nothingness. But at the moment the weather looks kind. Spots of clouds here and there. Doesn't seem to be anything too much in the distance in either direction. So at the moment it's fantastic flying weather, and that's good news. But we all know that out here in the Caribbean and the tropical parts of the US coast here in Florida, you click your fingers and all of a sudden there's a hurricane. So can never be too sure, but at the moment it looks like smooth sailing. Although it does seem that the latest update seems to have made the clouds blocky and grainy again, like they were around December last year, and then I think they fixed it in the update that occurred just after Christmas. Could also just be my eyesight and lack of sleep. In fact, there's a high chance that's exactly what it is. Apologies for the keyboard noises, I'm just typing a message. Just put a thing in the chat that says, to my viewers, how's the stream coming through, because YouTube has not stopped yelling at me about my internet quality tonight. And I'd also be interested to know, can you hear the doors and the roof and the wind and there's garden chimes in the background from a couple of neighbouring houses? And because it's so windy, they're basically getting blown into the next suburb. So, as you can see, in front of us is this wonderful blue. To your left, blue. Behind us is some clouds and blue, and to our right a little bit of land but also blue. So I'm blue dubba dee dubba die, or however the song goes. I will say one thing though to my regulars. It's a lot warmer tonight than it has been for the last few, and I know that's last few streams, I should say, not the last few nights. The last few nights have been decent, but I know for quite a few of you, you've seen me rugged up to the hilt in hoodies and all sorts of things. But yeah, it's still 11.5 degrees. Nothing like those negative temperatures of the last few streams, let me tell you. Cheers, I hope there's no regulations here about the fact that I am a single engine aircraft that's going over a vast expanse of water. I should probably have a look at my VFR map and see. Okay, so there is going to be bits and pieces of land along the way. We've got this bit here, which seems to be, I believe, part of the Bahamas, and then we've got another bit down here that's also, and okay. Cool. Well, let's bring up the okay. Interesting. It's telling me that it doesn't tell me anything about my waypoints, which is interesting. So how far? So to the first waypoint, jolts. As long as it doesn't jolt us too hard, that's fine. We are 69 nautical miles. Okay. So realistically, we're probably over 100 nautical miles from land. The next piece of land that's not the United States. But as you can see here, right up until we get to jolts, we are not that far off of the United States mainland. So in a situation where we did have to make some sort of diversion or had some sort of failure or that sort of, you know, thing? I don't know if I'd call it a thing. But you know what I'm trying to say? In a situation, there we go, there's a better choice of word. In a situation like that, our best bet is still US mainland. Now, I don't foresee us having that sort of situation, but it doesn't hurt to just know these things. But as you can also see, it's not exactly close. Like, I'm only at 5,000 feet. If I lost an engine right now, there is no way I'm making it all the way back across there. So, I hope I brought a life jacket. Again, not saying I'm going to crash or lose an engine, but to signify realism, I would have brought a life jacket on this flight. I really do have to stop yawning though. Like, yes, buddy, I know you're tired, but at the time when I made the decision to make this stream, I hadn't been at work for 6 days because of lockdown and sort of forgot about how you feel after multiple 12-hour kitchen shifts. It's tiring. I don't know, some of you other internet people might be able to inform me better, but I've been seeing spits and spats of news popping up over the last day or so about United Airlines and another company are looking into supersonic flight, and so that's United Airlines, and then the other company's looking at Mark 4 passenger travel, which is just... And all of this before 2030 is the general consensus. So if anyone knows anything more about this, if they could enlighten me either through chat, at a later point when they watch the stream, in the comments. I mean, I will obviously also go and do my own research into it, but you know, who'd have thought that in the middle of a global pandemic was potentially the time to become excited about passenger aviation and progress towards faster journeys. I mean, maybe that's what's motivated them to make that progress. Because I mean, passenger flight has definitely been developing over the years, especially with, you know, if you look at aircraft like the A350 and all that, and the sheer amount of advanced technology and stuff that's involved in them. But, you know, after Concorde, no one's ever really bothered to look at the idea of supersonic passenger flight again. And honestly, I've found it a bit weird. I mean, I'm assuming it's cost related, and that would make sense, but like, Concorde was built in the 60s, late 60s, the first prototypes. So you would think in that, you know, let's be kind here, let's say 50 years, in the last 50 years, you would have thought that technology and engine technology and fuel technology and aerodynamic technology and all that would have progressed a lot quicker, to the point that we were considering this a lot more strongly prior to 2021, and more to the fact that this is not something that's meant to happen until later this decade, making it almost 60 years. I mean, I just find it interesting that, you know, when Concorde was removed from service in the early 2000s, I find it very interesting, very puzzling that somebody didn't come along and snap up the opportunity to utilise the new technology back then to make a Concorde number 2 or something. Speaking of which, if you want to see Concorde in Flight Simulator, make sure you check out a YouTuber called Brett Plays. I'll stick a link in the chat soon for him. But he regularly does videos with the Pepsi Blue paint scheme Concorde in Flight Sim 2020, and he just does a lot of mods, like porting aircraft over from FSX and all that, and P3D, etc. So yeah, I'll pop his link in the chat soon. In fact, let's do it now. 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to be right back.
In Tasmania, it should be.
Apologies for that, folks. I just because he's currently streaming, and that's his current stream. But you'll also be able to subscribe to his channel from that. And he's just he's actually currently doing a stream with the Pepsi Blue Concorde. Now, I'm in no way saying please leave my stream. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just, we don't often stream on the same evenings. It just happens to be a case of us clashing tonight. But, yeah. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying about supersonic air travel. It's just very interesting to me that it's going to have taken going on almost 60 years since Concorde was first released for this potentially to become a real thing as well. And at the moment it's still just conversation. So there's no guarantee that it'll actually ever eventuate into something. And I don't know, is supersonic air travel something that we should be looking at, or should we be looking at other forms of powering air travel? I mean, I know you can't do it with cars and stuff because of, you know, like, they're not big enough, but has anyone thought about making a solar plane? They probably have. I should probably really do some Googling. I'm gonna have to be right back again, sorry. Alright, I'm back. My apologies. Just wanted to check for myself to see what YouTube was yelling at me about in relation to my stream, and the answer is nothing. Everything seems to be running fine and smooth, so I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Oh, there's some clouds appearing ahead. I'm hoping we're not going to fly into some Caribbean storm. Although the DA40 does have a decent service ceiling, so if we do need to fly over something, this is certainly a good aircraft to achieve this in. And to all viewers out there, good morning. It's just gone 1 minute past 12 in the morning here. There's hello to the to our new viewer. Welcome to the stream. At the moment, as you can see, there's a lot of blue. This is one of the not so scenery enjoyable flights, unfortunately. But and they're gone. I'm blue. So much blue. Yeah. If there was any viewers, that's just gotten rid of all of them. There is a lot of blue though. Like, yeah. But we're getting close to having a jolt. 38 nautical miles. There we go, we can just peer out the window for a bit at the vast nothingness. It does, if I'm not mistaken, we appear to be, I mean, it could just be my eyes, it could be the game. Ooh, I better not say that, that's swearing in Flight Sim World. The sim playing tricks on me. But it looks like we've got a few little atolls. Atolls? Yeah. I guess they're technically atolls, even though that may not be the common word. I still really, I know I probably say it in every single stream, but I really need to figure out how to do my propeller RPM, because it just, yeah, it sits there at all times, and that just doesn't seem right. So I got to figure out a way to. That's enough fuel transfer for the moment, but there's got to be a way to sort that. There is no way that Diamond has made an aircraft that you literally fly at max RPM at all times. It just doesn't sound like something that an aircraft manufacturer would do. Could be wrong. There we go, yawning again. Oh. Seriously, if this is your first time watching this stream, I do apologise. Like, usually I'm much more lively and interactive with the viewers and all that sort of stuff, but I am so tired. Lesson learnt. Don't schedule a stream after 2 double shifts. Just don't. It's silly. This is not a good way to adult. Not that I'm good at adulting, but yeah. And it doesn't help that the stream I've decided to do after that is one that's just lots and lots and lots of blue water. Yeah. How boring. Oh, hello. How we going? I am back at work now, yes. But smart old me, last week, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do a stream on Saturday night once I get home from work at like 11 something PM. That'll be good. That'll work well. And sure, if I wasn't working, it would work fantastically. But that part of my brain didn't communicate with the rest of... So, here I am. And, I mean, as you can see, Shane, the beautiful, beautiful view. Just blue, 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 and some more blue. Yeah. There's a sentence that needs some context. Wow. I might be tired, but I still haven't lost the ability to just go completely non-family friendly, have I? Anyway, I hope you're doing well as well there, Shane, and the other two people who have randomly joined as well. Hello and welcome. This is a stream of a plane flying over white clouds and blue water. You missed it. Oh, I just said that your last sentence, good to see you're keeping it up. It needs some context. Because many, many questions could be asked. The other viewers, feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat. I don't bite, usually. Ah, it's Mr. Zach. How you going, mate? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying out of trouble. Not that you tend to get into trouble, but yeah. Only me. I forgot what we were talking about. Zach distracted me. That's what I'll say. Don't know how much truth. There's absolutely no truth to that whatsoever, but... Oh, right. Yeah, cool. Well, you know, blue water, blue pill, same. Aw. Why not? I was actually going to say, isn't the company that makes that blue thing also the company that makes the COVID vaccine? Interesting. How you going aboard Ox? Welcome to the stream. Tonight's flight is from Melbourne in Florida to the Bahamas. And as you can see, there's a lot of blue water to look at. I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to hear. Good to hear. If you've got the game, there we go. Have you got the game, Ox? Oh, I used to do heaps of flights with Mr. Shane. I see, I see. Is this in the days before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or? Oh, you have a honeycomb setup. Okay, you're yeah. Full on enthusiast. More enthusiast than probably I am, honestly. During Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay. So, you haven't been out of the flight simming game for that long then? Really? Well, I mean, I don't know what you're up to this evening. All I know is, I don't even know where you're from, but, oh, sorry, Shane. But, yeah, no, if you've got the sim, feel free to join in and fly along, Ox. If you're up for it. It's 20 past 12 in the morning where I am, so if it's the same for you, I fully understand if you were to decide not to. But yeah, if you've got it, feel free to jump in and fly along. The flight plan is in the Discord, which is in the description below. However, I would be better off giving you a the closest airport would be I just put the airport code in for the closest airport to my location if you feel like loading up the sim and joining in the flight. I mean, there'll be plenty of flights to join in this world trip, and honestly, this isn't a extremely scenery exciting flight unless you like clouds and water. Yeah. You joined the Discord? Okay, sweet. Well, welcome to the Discord. Yes, I will, Shane. This series is literally called The Little Plane That Could. And, yeah. It will be this DA40 to every single country. So, Ox, I don't have any set days yet, because this is only my third stream. I'm still trying to figure out what works, and I'm very quickly figuring out that a Saturday night after 2 double shifts probably doesn't work fantastically, because I'm really having to think hard to interact with the chat, because I am tired out of my mind. I know for a fact I'm probably going to be doing a live every Tuesday, and I'm still figuring out my other days, but you can probably catch me every Tuesday, unless Oz goes back to streaming on Tuesday, in which case I want to fly in those flights, so I'll probably change my days. Yep, that's absolutely fair enough, Shane. But if you go full time, I probably won't change my streaming days, because I'll be able to fly with you whenever, kind of thing. On a lot more regular basis anyway, maybe not whenever. I haven't figured out with the bot yet how to get it to do specs, so I'm just going to type them in the chat, but I promise at the next stream I will have fiddled with the bot and have it do all that awesome stuff. I'm playing with both bots right now. So, in my previous stream, I had Nightbot, and in the first stream I had the Streamlabs bot. So far I'm finding Nightbot a little bit easier to fiddle with behind the scenes. Righto. But, Shane, that's one thing I actually needed to catch up with you about in Discord, was just some tips and tricks on, you know, what am I capable of doing with the bots? What is Streamlabs capable of doing, especially if I get the paid version, because I'm not currently using the paid version. But I do want to, because I want to be able to go live YouTube, Twitch and Facebook at the same time. And I want to, like how you've got all your awesome, like, zoom this and that spins and twirls with your webcam and all. I need to spend some time figuring out how to do stuff like that, because, I mean, Jace went and made this awesome logo for me. I want to obviously try and utilise it where possible. Welcome back, Ox. Sounds good, Shane. I'll chat to you more about it in Discord. Maybe tomorrow night after the stream or something. What in-game graphics setting do you have on? A mix of high and ultra high. Yeah. It's custom. Sort of based loosely around what Jay's 2 cents spoke about early on in the days of the game. Mainly because my system is GPU bottlenecked quite severely. Exactly right, Shane. And I mean, I'd love to put another GPU in this system, but trying to buy a GPU at the moment, it's it's easier to find gold in my backyard. Is there really that much difference between medium and like people who are running ultra high / high custom settings? Like honestly, from streams and stuff that I've watched, like especially back at the start of when the new flight sim was released, like Air Force Proud 95 and Drawya, they were streaming on medium, and honestly, about the only things you would notice was the textures in the draw distance and all that weren't as crisp. I'm not that up to speed with Intel stuff. Their OX, especially their CPUs, their older CPUs. Is that system GPU bottlenecked or CPU bottlenecked? Well, I mean, it may not be bottlenecked at all, but I've noticed that quite a few people with this game, when they play it, their CPU or their GPU, one of them is sitting at like 90% usage and the other one is sitting at like 20 or 30% usage. But that just could be inexperience on my behalf as well, and maybe there are people out there, Shane's probably one of them with his new system, that doesn't suffer from that. Yeah, so same problem as me there, Ox. It's GPU bottlenecked. Basically, 100% usage of the GPU doesn't, like, it's not actually enough to make the CPU have to kick in. I don't know if that makes sense as such, but basically if you balance your CPU and GPU to similar power levels, you'll find, as what Shane just said, it'll eat everything for breakfast. Like, I think Shane was saying that his graphics settings are all ultra and he streams in 4K and gets 60 frames, no problem. I don't know how long it's been, Ox, since you've played the game, but the last two, like the last update and then patch from that update, frame rates for a lot of people have increased significantly. myself included. Like, let me open up my Radeon software. And I mean, okay, I know I'm only over the water right now, but I am getting nearly 60 frames. Oh, okay, there you go. You just need to get a 3080 Shane, and then when they enable the option of increasing the graphics sliders to like insane or whatever they want to do in the future, you'll be able to run at 4K insane. But trying to get a 3080 right now is next to impossible. Yeah. I would also love to get my hands on a 3080 Ti, but as you said, there's more chance of me... Sorry, as you referenced to, should I say, there's more chance of me finding gold in my backyard. And I also don't have the, like, $4,000 that people are asking for them either. So... Oh my god, land! Land ahoy! Better be careful what I'm doing with my hand there, bloody hell. What are you talking about, Shane? All your members troll you for the whole stream, basically. By the way, I must ask. Now, Shane. My name's not Jason. I must ask, is the stream playing up for you guys? Because YouTube keeps yelling at me tonight. And it's because it's like there's more wind outside than. I won't go any further with that. Family-friendly streams. But you get where I'm going. Yeah. Because I haven't had this issue before, but it's yelling at me about my keyframe frequency. Good to know. So, YouTube's just yelling at me for the sake of it. Are you showcasing anything in tomorrow's stream, Shay? Any sceneries, aircraft? I mean, I know it's a Sunday stream and that's not usually what you do in a Sunday stream, but I know you like to surprise us. Ox, I'm assuming you're talking to Shane now, seeing as I already put my bits into chat before. And I think we spoke about it. I'm sorry, I'm tired. A 5900X with the 3700. You mean a 3070? Oh, me, as in hardware. My old trusty Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick that I bought for FS 2002. That's it. That's my hardware. Still works, so why not? Plus, Shane highly recommends it as a entry-level joystick. I mean, on in terms of longevity alone, the fact that I bought this joystick to play with Flight Simulator 2002, and that was in 04, 05, because I started playing 2002 just before FS9 was released, and I have played 2002, 2004, FSX, including running my own virtual airline and racking up something ridiculous like 4,000 or 5,000 hours, and now this, playing flight sim here where I've racked up another, you know, couple of hundred hours. It still works perfectly. Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong, Ox. If I had the ability to throw $1,000 or so at flight sim hardware, without a doubt, I'd get the honeycomb yoke and throttle, and I'd probably get like a Thrustmaster HOTAS joystick setup as well, so that I would have a yoke and a joystick depending on the aircraft I was flying. But right now there's more important things to spend that money on, like my real estate study and business entrepreneurial opportunities that I am currently looking into. So, and as Shane said, best value for money, and it will outlast probably me, my life. Okay, maybe not quite that. I still hopefully got a good good 50, 60 years left in me. But if I ever get the opportunity, absolutely, 100%, I'll be buying the honeycomb stuff. You're most welcome, Shane. Appreciate the kind words. I don't blame you for wanting to go to bed. It's nearly 1 AM and I'm probably going to follow suit about 2 minutes after I shut this stream down. I certainly can send the logo, absolutely. But if you're going to do stuff, I'd like to pay you for it, especially if it's going to consume a fair bit of time, and I don't want you to be like Jason, who goes, oh yeah, pay me with PayPal. Oh, actually, don't worry about it. Yeah, but absolutely. Anyway, mate, look after yourself. Have a good sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow evening on your stream. So, Ox, tell me about you. Where are you from? Are you an Australian? Ah, no wonder you're able to watch this stream then, because for you it's not even 10 PM. I think. Hang on, what's the time difference these days? Is it 2 hours or 3 hours? Okay, it's only 2 hours. Cool. Glad I know what I'm talking about. That was sarcasm. Sorry, I was just checking that VFR map. See how much further I have and how much more of it is going to be spent over the blue water. So if I am 30 nautical miles from Laos. Yeah, okay. Well, quick, little bit of land, take it in, take it in, take it in. Okay, it's going to go now. What's Perth like these days? Over here in the East Coast, we hear nothing but positives about WA and about Perth and about your handling of the pandemic, and etc, etc, etc. And unlike most Victorians who are moving to Queensland, if I'm going to move somewhere else in Australia, Perth's probably number one on my list. I mean, I moved out of the actual metropolitan Melbourne area because it just became stupid. Like, even where I was living, which was like 40 kilometres from the CBD, during peak period, it could take like 45 minutes to travel like 5 or 6 kilometres. It was just, yeah. Do I barrack for any sports? I do. I'm quite a big sports fan. What sport in particular are we getting at? Well, AFL, I barrack for Essendon. Cricket, well, obviously Australia, but if you're referring to like the Big Bash League, I'd probably say I follow the Renegades, Melbourne Renegades. Hockey. I'm not that big of a sports fan, obviously. Yeah, no, I know. My dad's a Richmond supporter, so Dreamtime at the G is our big rivalry, and he messaged me when we hit the lead tonight in the last quarter with 8 minutes to go, and he's just like, "Oh my God, you're going to run over the top of us!" And then I don't know, Richmond obviously just hit their switch and piled on 7 goals in 8 minutes. Being a Perth person, I'm assuming you're probably support the Perth Scorchers in the Big Bash, and you support one of two, West Coast or Fremantle. Scorchers and Freo. Now you see, if I moved to WA, I would probably switch my Big Bash League team, but I wouldn't switch my AFL team. I could never switch my AFL team. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I just sort of feel that those like sort of teams that are designed around like franchise competitions, it sort of doesn't matter as much if you move city or whatever and you move closer to another team, you just sort of change, or am I just completely insane? Okay. I'm glad I'm not completely insane. I'm only mildly insane, and that's probably partially because I live in Victoria, or as people refer to it, as the free-range prison. All good, mate. That is all good. You, thanks for joining. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for, the chat, etc. Enjoy the rest of your night. Obviously, sleep well, I guess, is the correct thing to say. Not to sound weird or anything. And hopefully I catch you tomorrow in Shane's stream. Never fear, Zach is here. Zach, mate, it's all good. There's no written rule that you must attend every stream. But I appreciate your enthusiasm nonetheless. You're a good bloke. I'm assuming you're a bloke. Yeah. Hate how that makes that noise. I hope that didn't come through the microphone. Yeah, 34 subs. This whole streaming thing, it's I figured. Just making sure I cover all bases in today's day and age of how dare you assume my gender, etc. We are flying to the Bahamas, to Nassau, however you say it. The capital city of the Bahamas. We have finally left the United States. Well, I say finally, we visited 2 airports. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying about the channel growth, yeah, this whole streaming thing seems to... I'm not necessarily getting a huge number of views or likes, but I seem to be picking up 2 or 3 subs every time I stream, so... Taking us on holiday during COVID. Absolutely. Well, I'm no longer in lockdown, as such. I'm allowed to leave the house and I don't have to stay within a 5k radius and all that stuff, but I still have to wear a face mask, which is fine. It's just a mask. Not a big deal. I wish I could take us to the Bahamas during COVID, but yeah. The only issue I will say with this flight, and probably for most of the flights in the Caribbean, is there's going to be a lot of looking at water. I'm hoping though, if I manage to get a stream in on Monday night, I'm gonna have my dog with me, so might try and use her for extra views. Blackmail people into watching the stream because there's a puppy dog. Roger that. this would certainly have to be one of the more boring, scenery-wise flights. However, when we do, I guess it's made up by the fact that when we do see little pockets of land, they're usually absolutely stunning because they're islands surrounded by beautiful turquoise or light blue water, or tiny little lagoons and atolls, and where people might just have their private house, or literally nothing at all, and they literally just bring a tent out there and they camp. Like, I don't know if that's even a thing, but that's certainly a thing I would do if I owned like a small lagoon or atoll somewhere. I do also, like, as I've sort of found so far currently for my journey, is a lot of flat land. Like, I've literally just been flying over flat, and if I'm not mistaken, the Bahamas is also quite flat. I'm hoping that as I go around the Caribbean, I mean, obviously when I get into South America, the scenery will change vastly. I understand that. But I'm hoping that as we progress through our Caribbean part of the journey here, that the scenery does change and we do get some, maybe some volcanic islands or stuff like that. Yeah. Would just be, even if it's only a couple, it'd just be nice to break up, because of course we know what's coming with South America, and obviously all these islands are complete and utter paradise. It's amazing just to see here below us I'll try and get a better, there we go. But just not only the change in colour of water, but the amazing textures of the seabed below that sort of creating this like ripple effect wave, and very much so further in front of the aircraft. It's quite spectacular that this is all simulated. Very interesting, the fact that they can achieve this. And you wouldn't see this sort of scenery on many other, especially in such a remote area, on many other streams. I'll tell you that. Oh, you are not wrong, Zach. Not quite. It's 1:30. I'll be honest, I was telling Shane and Ox this earlier in the stream. I decided to do this stream before there was a call made on whether or not regional Victoria was going to come out of lockdown, which we did. And I was just like, oh yeah, on a Saturday night after 2 double shifts on the Friday and Saturday, it'll be fine. This is, you know, the way my brain works when I haven't been to work for like 6 days in a row. Turns out it's not a good idea. I was so tired when I got home, and I was like, damn, I still have a stream to do until like 2 o'clock in the morning. This is an example of how not to be an adult. Oh yeah. For somebody who was as tired as I was when I got home from work at 10:30ish this evening, for 3 hours later, I really don't feel any more tired, and I'm pretty sure it's all because all I've done here is sit here and eat dinner and then sit here and stream, so I haven't really exerted myself. Jeez, the scenery in the water below is just insane. I'm very surprised, actually, now that you mention that, because I remember seeing you say that. I would say the only reason he didn't really say anything about it is because it's a... Oh, no, I know you're joking, don't worry, but I'll still answer the question anyway. I think the only reason why he didn't really go on about it is because it's not a F1 stream. It's a... flight simming stream, and as Shane has said, if he was to ever, you know, stream for members or something, a racing game, he would probably do F1 because no brainer. I mean, he literally ends streams early, like deliberately makes shorter flight plans or whatever if there's a race on, or records it. So he's obsessed. And I mean, that's cool. Everybody's got their sport they're obsessed with. I'm obsessed with AFL, Aussie Rules football. Yeah, you might be right there, Zach. He may have had to focus on the stream. And he probably wanted to focus on the stream as well, because he was flying a direct recreation of the legs that he flies in real life as a pilot. I think there was a sense of almost like pride in just how well it was recreated, because for a lot of the time within the chat, him and Conti, who both fly in that part of Queensland, were just in awe at how similar it was. This is the same small plane. Flying low-ish. I wouldn't exactly call 5,000 feet super low, but flying low and slow. That is the way for this plane, and it suits me perfectly. I was remarking earlier in the stream on the fact that the wings are straight but forward at the same time, depending on the way you look at the aircraft. Whereas most other... Exactly. Like, it's almost a complete opposite of all other aircraft. Wings that slant forward instead of backwards, a massively long tail section, and a very small cabin. Yeah, checking the fuel. Got absolutely loads of it. Nearly 10 gallons still per side. I honestly thought that I would find this flight incredibly boring. But, and to be honest, up until this amazing patch of water, it wasn't the most exciting thing I've ever done, but this is something else. Correct. Fuel galore. Sounds like a discount fuel station. Damn, that scenery is with all the sandbars and that's friggin' insane.
This is a clean file.
Could you hear that? Well, there you go. I didn't actually know that, Zach. I now expect a random fact in every stream. Okay, good. that's just really like insanely windy to the point where the doors and windows are vibrating. And occasionally, even over my headphones and the noise cancelling and the music and everything, I can still occasionally hear it rattling. I'm just wondering whether or not the microphone picks it up. Obviously it doesn't. Hashtag the fact grind. I mean, if you don't have to, you don't have to do that. I mean, you don't even have to present it in the chat. If you just want to send me random facts on Discord, I will just every stream make sure I say one of those random facts. Pretty sure that island that I can see in the distance there is the final destination. Yes, it is. It is the final destination. I have no idea why I'm saying that with a French accent. But there you go. Oh, oui, oui. I've all of a sudden become French. I have no idea why. Parlez-vous français? Now I'm just saying French for the sake of it. Or sorry, should I say French murdered for the sake of it? Actually, speaking of French, and this only relates in about this much of a way, but I've been trying to get Shane to make a croque madame for his breakfast because I just get the feeling he might like it. I'm so glad that this is a DA40 that I'm going to be landing because I'm so incredibly tired that if it was any more of a difficult aircraft, well, it'd be funny for you guys to watch. But it's so nice to be able to finally see the arrival. I gotta stop yawning though. pretty sure the way I've set up the flight plan, it's going to take us in, around, and over the top of Nassau City here in the Bahamas. So, and I believe that's a Bing 3D photogrammetric city. So that should be that, alongside and with the beautiful water sandbar setup thingamajiggy that we went past before, will at least provide enough visual enjoyment for the stream. At least I would like to think, especially seeing as this is a flight that's certainly on the shorter side. Could be like the next one could be interesting, because I'm pretty sure to sort it out and knock it off the list without really screwing up my route network, depending on what part of the world you're from. Probably going to have to go from here all the way to bloody Bermuda, which could be a bit of a hike. So although I have been thinking of doing a marathon stream, so maybe I should just do a stream where I fly from the Bahamas to Bermuda to Cuba. I don't know. Certainly on the list of things to think about. I need to lose a little bit more altitude now. Welcome back, sir. We're not far away now. Yeah, and that possibility is quite a bit higher tonight because of how tired I am. Like, I was struggling to just have a conversation with Shane and what's his name soon. Earlier on in the night, should I say. Yes, landing soon. So this is the island we're landing at in the Bahamas, Nassau, whatever it is. But I've got the flight plan taking us in and around and over the city, which is a big 3D photogrammetric city. So that, alongside those awesome sandbar formations I saw in the water earlier on, sort of makes me realise that maybe these overwater streams are not going to be boring as batshit. Like, the landing airport is Nassau International, and we're going to fly pretty close to it, I think, on our no, actually it is, yeah, there, Linden Pindling International. So we're going in over, out, around and back in, and there's some mad like sandbars in the middle of that island. That's cool. Sorry, getting distracted by pretty things. Linden Pindling is the airport. Just on the other side of those awesome water things. No. That's the airport. That is the city. The 3D photogrammetric city. Yeah. So, because I'm set up the flight plan to line me up with the correct runway, it's got me doing an actual approach this time, as opposed to me just winging it. Figured I'd add a little bit more professionalism into the stream. Trying to work out if they're soccer grounds below. I think there's soccer ground is down there, and then maybe a baseball pitch or an athletics field or something. Yeah, it looks like that. And then maybe a racetrack there on the right, or a drag strip or something. What do they even... Oh, I was going to say, what do they even play in the Bahamas? Probably cricket. Yeah, I don't know. I actually, looking at this now, I don't think this is a Bing 3D city. I think it's just highly detailed. I should almost be in the cockpit here, I think, because I get the feeling we're going to start making turns to line up with the runway. 2.8 maybe. I think it might be 2.8. Wow, imagine playing golf there. That'd be mad. what a paradise part of the world this is. Like, whoop. Must be close to... Yeah, wow, look at... It's a massive loop that it's got me doing. Basically out around the whole damn island. I didn't realise it was such a huge loop out from the city and out around... Well, I reckon I'm probably covering, what, like 65-70% of the circumference of the island? That takes a bit of time in a plane that cruises at like 100 knots. I think it's quite funny that this was meant to be one of my shorter streams, and I'm nearly at 3 hours and I'm still flying. Goes to show how full of the Microsoft Flight Simulator flight planner is.
This is a preview file.
Oh, come on. Nearly at that final turn to line up with the runway. I am literally sitting here trying to keep myself awake, which is really concerning. Probably doesn't look too good for the purposes of streaming either, just somebody staring blankly at the screen. But anyway. Fantastic. The wind has shifted since I made the flight plan, and I re-amended the flight plan before I loaded up as well to conclude whether or not I was going to be on the right runways, and that was all, you know, dunky hoary. I've got a 17 knot tailwind that I'm landing with. Awesome. That's safety 101. 17 knot tailwind. It's fine. No problem. It's sweet. It's all good. What could possibly go wrong? Especially in a plane of this size. What could possibly go wrong with a 17 knot tailwind? Oh, I'm going to do it. I can't be bothered going out and back around and back in the direction I was originally coming from. It's not my prerogative. Okay. Let's see if I can stick this landing with a 17 knot tailwind in my current state. I mean, I wouldn't drive right now. I would not drive. That's how tired I am. Would not trust myself to get behind the wheel of a vehicle. And yet here I am landing a plane. Safety 101. Here at Just Some Aussie Gamer, we follow all the safety rules, sort of. chuck in our first notch of flaps. Let's, you know, with this much tailwind behind such a small plane, I don't want to be, yeah. Alright, let's give her full flaps. Let's get it right. Let's, as Shane says, let's drop our DAX. And just like that, new country. Any question is, where the hell is the GA parking? I actually think it's somewhere over here on the right, where all these little buildings are. Just take out all the runway lights. That's the way to do it. No need to check my pilot's license, I know what I'm doing. I am completely safe and in control of this aircraft. Yeah, bugger it. I'll just go somewhere over here. Looks relatively GA-ish. Might be cargo-ish, but I'll just say it's GA-ish. That'll do. That looks like a GA terminal. GA terminal? GA parking area to me. Sure. Alright, let's flick that off. That's there. Do that to there. And flick off the engine master. Continue. Put all the lights off. Bring the flaps up. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nassau Airport in the Bahamas, country number 2 on this visiting every country in the world trip here on the little plane that could. Our mighty little DA40. Well, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I was pleasantly surprised by some of the scenery within the water. Don't know about you, but yeah. Looks like next flight might be all the way to Bermuda, so she's going to be a bit of a lengthy one. Probably going to have to start it a bit earlier because I'm not staying up until like 4 o'clock in the morning flying. Anyway, it's 2:30 in the morning here. I'm cooked. It's been a pleasure to Zach, to Ox, to Oz Flight Simmer, everybody else who joined the chat who I've forgotten about because my brain's not functioning anymore. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining the stream. And I'll see you in the next one. Be good.